It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up next, it's a cross-conference showdown. It's the Rams and the Texans under the lights on Sunday night.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in Week 1.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Rams, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. If you got to fight against that, they've got to come out ready to play.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test his secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Gotta like that start. 14 yards to get him going. Here's Stroud. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Now Stroud. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 22 yards there, a first down. Mixing up the middle. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. The numbers for Mixon last week, 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Joe Mixon. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They're led out by a man whose family name is known very well in this town. This is Derek Carr.
So there is history, all right? You can't help it. He might have been younger, but you do soak up the history and what went on there, and now he's in that city trying to beat that team.
Motion left, Kupp. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. It was T.J. Edwards who brought him down. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Pushes him over, and he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10. They run it again with Williams. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw with Carr. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 41-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. Now a play fake. Carr. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. DeAndre Hopkins, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Rams are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Point after try forthcoming. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. That time a 6-play drive. And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. Now a 3rd and 6. Throwing now is Stroud. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Tank Dell laying himself out in the end zone. And the Texans have taken the lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. 5 plays there on that drive, and the result, a Houston touchdown. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Stroud. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Stroud to throw it. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Inside handoff to Mixon. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Now they'll change things up. Stroud will throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. Stroud sets up the play action. Man open downfield is Diggs. He's got it. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 29-yard line. And Stroud now to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins. 29 yards. And the Texans have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. The football going back to the Rams now. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. Shotgun now for Carr. Throw left side, complete to... Oh,
he put it on the carpet, a fumble. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
And he's had a lot of success throwing the ball here early. You see by the numbers, he's already up over 200 yards passing. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Stroud looking to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Mixon. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Joe Mixon, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans take a 3-touchdown lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Carr going to throw. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Carr. Short throw, it's Higbee. And Higbee going to have a Rams first down as he gets this up past the 40. Now Carr. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
And I could see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Here's Ethan Evans now. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where it was the Vikings who were able to get the victory at home. Aaron Jones, well over 100 yards on the ground with a pair of touchdown runs. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And it was the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars that go home with the victory. Trevor Lawrence, 2 touchdown passes as his guys make amends for the setback in Week 1. And finally, a good one scheduled for Monday Night Football between the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions. We just watched a very good first half out of the Ohio State man, C.J. Stroud. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. These two clubs running through their final halftime adjustments. It's just about time to get back at it. And for the call of the second half, we go back out to Houston, H-Town, and Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win.
Williams loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
Off the draw, here's Williams. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Here comes the Rams punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. The Texans offense and C.J. Stroud getting ready for this next drive. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Steps away to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Play action. Here's Stroud. To Mixon on the check down. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now a former kicker at nearby UCLA, Kaimi Fairbairn, for the field goal try. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
Well, you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Rams offense and running back Kyron Williams getting ready for their next possession. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he powers his way up past the 30. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Carr. That is caught. And he goes out right around the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Carr. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Unnecessary roughness. Defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. 2nd and 10. Thanks for tagging along with us here from Houston, Texas. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. To throw, it's Carr. He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good pickup, 17 yards, and also a Rams 1st down. Now Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Stroud off the play fake. Rolling to his right. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Houston. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Texans on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's a fake on the jet sweep and a run up the middle with Mixon. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. The Texans send the punter out. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Here's 2nd and 3. Throwing now is Carr. Pass complete there to Nakua. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
Again, they'll throw with Carr. Throw right side, going to be caught by Higbee. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. Here's Carr to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the slant, DeAndre Hopkins. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd down. Carr now to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the Rams are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Williams is going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And his big night continues on that last run. The yardage there going to move him over 100 yards now for the ball game. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Throwing now is Stroud. Touchdown! Dalton Schultz from 21 yards away. And the Texans are on their way to a 2-0 start. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
On play action, now Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Danielle Hunter, his second sack of the night. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big. They just sent their receivers out, let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in this stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else and makes a dramatic play.
And finally, he's taken down at the 18. A huge play there for Houston. 57 yards.
And this has been the story all night long. They just came out firing and have not backed off, even with the big fourth quarter lead. Here's another completion for big yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now it looks like he'll throw here, being chased out left. A huge loss on the play, and that's going to bring up a second and about a mile here. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for Houston, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for L.A., they'll drop to 0-2.